Hey everyone, this is BK Kids Club, and I'm going to go over my 5-3 run at RBET over this weekend. I wish that I walked away getting in the top 8. I was really close. I could have done it, and if I performed better in the last day, and maybe a few misplays that we'll go over, but honestly, I'm happy with the deck. I'm getting more experience on the big tournament scene of Edison. I don't have a lot of experience in that regards. Really, I've only done this big nationals this last year and then this RBET. So I'll be trying to compete more and trying to get more, uh, you know, wins with the deck, and hopefully we'll see a Gemini top at one of these events, and I can make you guys proud. But first, we're just going to go over the deck. I'm going to go over some tech choices and what the deck looks like. Same as all my decks, this is the Gemini core. Nothing in this ever changes really. This is what's going to be in the deck. Um, so I'm not going to go over those, but I will go over the other cards. So first difference is Morphing Jar up here. Morphing Jar is great because people don't expect it, and if there are decks that aren't running a lot of back row, like Frogs or Lightsworns, they're going to be holding a lot of the resources in their hand. They're Honests, they're Christians that they can't summon, they're JDs that are dead, they're Monarchs that they aren't able to tribute yet. And normally you're setting like Morphing Jar in 4 back row, so you're getting a fresh grip of 5 cards. Or you can also use Morphing Jar in conjunction with this ultimate offering. End of their battle phase, pay 500, set it, and then on your turn you get to flip it, draw 5 new cards, and you'll get to summon as many of them as you need to. So it's very strong against decks that don't run a lot of back row, or it can get your hand unbricked. If you're playing decks like Hero Beat, Black Wings, any deck that's running a lot of back row, I side this out. It's a quick side out, that's fine. Next difference is Sengen. Sengen is good because he allows me to get Lone Fire 3 slots in the deck. So it brings it up from a 30 to a 40% chance that I get a card that gives me access to the Lone Fire lines, which is nice, which is also why I've included this Titanial. Titanial will make those Lone Fire lines, those Lone Fire Giga lines, that much more powerful. Because if you have an opening like Giga, Supervise, Titanial, and a Starlight Road, you're really safe because they're going to have to nuke the field or target something, and then if they target something with Titanial, Giga with a Supervise, you get to tribute your Giga and get it back. And then if they target something again, you'll tribute the Titanial. That way you can get it back on the next turn with the Giga. That's sort of the combo. We'll start with the choices over here. MST, it's just too useful to clear back row, future fusions. Royal Oppression and Royal Decree are kind of the biggest enemies of this deck. So MST, absolute necessity. Triple Gemini Spark also help with that pinpoint removal. Triple Upstart. I know I'm running 41 cards in Triple Upstart. That helps me side out easier. It makes the ratios less than a percent difference. It's really not a big deal, but it allows me to side out less of the core cards that I want and put in more cards that are going to be uh, good against my opponent. 2 bottom strap holes. Sometimes if momentum gets away from this deck, you can lose if they snowball quicker than you. So these bottomless trap holes help stop that momentum. It helps stop Lila's. It helps stop Caius's. It allows you to set your soldier. Then they summon something that's got 1500 or more. You can bottomless it and then summon your soldier next turn. So it can also be a summon extender. I was very pleased with the bottomless trap holes today. Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe, along with 2 Starlight Road and Solemn Judgment, allow me to have 4 cards that are an answer to Heavy Storm, which is kind of this deck's biggest weakness. You have a lot of really strong back row that you want to keep there and use in the right moments, like your Iron Walls, your Scrap Iron Scarecrows. But we'll go over Iron Wall. Iron Wall is a very good card. It's sort of like a reverse Fissure or Macrocosmos. There are so many cards in Edison that care about banishing, and this can just hose decks. It also works really well with Starlight Road because if you have Iron Wall up, they can't use their Deprison, they can't use their Bottomless Trap Hole. They can only use cards like Eternal Tribute and Mirror Force, and Starlight Road works really well into those cards. It also helps preserve your graveyard resources. So you get to go into your Giga lines and not have to worry about them removing like your Giga or your only tuner, your Nettles. So Iron Wall is just really useful in the deck. It does not work with Bottomless Trap Hole, but with one copy in the deck, the times that Bottomless Trap Hole is active up on the field is very little. You draw it 15% of games in your opening hand, and you get to choose when to activate it. So twice in the tournament, I had a chain link of Kaya's chain link 1, Iron Wall chain link 2, Bottomless Trap Hole chain link 3. So I still got to use my Bottomless Trap Hole and my Iron Wall in conjunction with each other. So it's really not that big a deal. You get to choose when to activate your Iron Wall. So I can try to utilize my Bottomless Trap Wall before my Iron Wall and then flip it up, and then I don't have to worry about my guys getting banished. Mirror Force, don't really need to talk about it. It's fantastic. Triple Reinforced Truth gives me access to my Gemini Soldier. You want to get, the whole point of this deck is to get your engine online. My engine's going to be soldiers that give me access to my 6 level 4s, or Lone Fire, which gives me access to Giga, which gives me access to Synchros in the form of Nettles, or target stopping targeted removal in the form of Titanium. Scrap Iron Scarecrow I really like. There's a lot of times where you just need to stop one attack. So say turn 1, I'll set soldier, set 4 back row, and they'll summon like a card trooper, and they think they're going to be safe into. They don't care about summoning card trooper, milling 3, and then attacking into your guy. And then you flip up your Scrap Iron Scarecrow, and the tide changes because next turn you get to flip up your soldier, summon it, attack into their dude, and start plussing and getting your guys. And you still have your Scrap Iron Scarecrow. This deck can sometimes deal with life point issues because you're paying yourself with Ultimate Offering and you are attacking into things with soldiers, so this can help you stop attacks. Hopefully you get to see some utilization of it in these replays. Solemn Judgment's too good. It stops Heavy Storm. It wins you games. Eternal Tribute is the tech choice I made. I've liked it. It's probably the card that's on the fence the most because it's not something you can really utilize when you've gone off. So like if I have a board of like a Giga Titanium and I have a set Torrential, I'm not trying to remove my own board. So you just have to know when to use it, and there are definitely games where I won because I had Torrential, so I'm not upset with that choice. Sideboard's all pretty much the same. Biggest change that I've made since last time is Tuner Scheme. This is against decks that like to synchro. Quick that go into synchros is the main part of their deck. Vayu Turbo, Black Wings, Quick Draw, Zombies. This is what I'm putting in Tuner Scheme. That, along with Bottomless Trap Hole, gives me kind of 4 answers to their big things. Cyber Dragon, we side in against machines and decks that have trouble summoning over 1900s. Fossil Dyna is an all-star against a lot of decks, namely Frogs. Neospacian Grand Moles against decks, again, that go into Synchros as their primary game plan. This can help return those to hand, and it combos with Ultimate Offering. Iron Wall, you side it in against decks that banish. We'll see that later. Light Mirror speaks for itself. Rug against Diva Hero, against Frogs. It's just really nice to have that insulation because I'm not running things to stop the Treeborn side of the deck, so I'm running things to stop their answers, like Titanium and Pulling the Rug, and that usually works. The Dust Tornado and the 7 tools are against decks that run a lot of back row, and it's nice to have a little bit of insulation. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, I don't run 2 because Iron Wall is kind of like a pseudo Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. It stops Dad, it stops a lot of cards, Caius. So usually in the matchups where you're running the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, you're running double Iron Wall, and that kind of works in conjunction. The only exception is like pure Black Wings. You take out the Iron Walls, and you just put in that one Shadow Mirror. Side deck's good, or extra deck is good. The only thing I would change is I would take out this card and then put in a Mistworm. All right, let's go ahead and quickly go over sideboard theory. So like I said before, this is the core of the deck. I never side out any of these 24 cards. Just like if you're playing, I know it sounds silly, but like Crystal Beast, you're not going to take out ever your Crystal Pegasuses. They're the cards that run the deck. As silly as it seems, these are the 24 cards that run the Gemini Giga Plan deck, and I don't want to take any of them out because that takes out the synergies that the deck works with. I don't want to cripple myself by taking out Reinforced Truth because half of the combo of the deck is Gemini Soldier. These are always staying in. So when I'm looking to side out, let's see. When I'm looking to side out first, I'm looking at what tech cards do I have in my deck that can come out. So the biggest ones that come out are Morphing Jar, Sangan, Titanial, Iron Wall, Triple Upstart, occasionally Mirror Force, occasionally Starlight Road. And if I'm ever putting in Iron Walls, Bottomless Trap Hole. That's usually what my side out plan looks like. Some decks don't run any back row, so MST comes out, but these are really the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards that rotate out of the deck that we can switch out. Again, I don't take out any of the main cards because this deck is a toolbox. I don't want to take tools out of my box. If I side out the Toon Magician and they summon a Stardust Dragon and all I have is Gemini Soldier, I can't get over it. I can't get over it with just a Valkyria. They can negate it. I can't get over it with anything that doesn't have enough attack. But with the Toon Magician, I can sink into a Brynac and I can bounce it to their hand. That is a line that I can go because I run this toolbox card. I also don't want to run less than 6 targets for Soldier because then you'll find yourself not being able to get enough or drawing either too many or too few. 6 is just enough to be able to work with all the supervises you have in your deck, and also it gives you enough targets for Gemini Spark because sometimes you need your Gemini Spark to out something that you can't get over. The oppression's really the biggest thing. Oppression or Decree are cards that you can out with these 4. You have 4 outs. That's 50% chance of drawing in your opening hand a targeted removal spell to get rid of one of those issues that your deck has. All right, let's get into the matches. Nope, that's the last one. All right, here's the first one. I think I lose the die roll for sure. I'm playing against Hero Beat. I do not know I'm playing against Hero Beat because he hasn't summoned any monsters. So because he sets a bunch of back row, I don't want to go this Lone Fire Blossom on the first turn into his stuff because I'm scared that he's going to have something to negate it. So with this, I get a Dark Bribe down, and I am able to preserve my ability to go off a little bit better. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and get... Now, whenever I have the opportunity, and I know I'm going to go get the resources out of my deck, we get double Lone Fire. And this plays around Crow. Because Gigaplant doesn't target, we can go get this Lone Fire, and if they just have 1 Crow, we're still going to be able to go off. Alright, so we get our Gigaplant, we activate Supervise, they have MST, and because we have this Dark Bribe, we are now able to go off, which is great. So this allows us to keep our guy and also get a Titanial. So that is a very high value Dark Bribe. Now, we're going to get kind of hosed here because they have Heavy Storm. I don't know if they were planning on activating their own Starlight Road. I think they just wanted to clear our back row because we have some intimidating back row. So I go ahead and get my Reinforced Truth, and he doesn't have an answer to me right now. Let's see, it looks like I top decked another Supervise, so now we're going to go ahead and go into Giga Lines. I think I'll just go ahead and get another Gigaplant. I'm not really worried about getting a tuner right now because he can't Heavy Storm me twice, so I don't need to go into Stardust Dragon. Oh, nope, I do go into a tuner, so I can go in. Okay, I'm getting as much damage as I can on board. I'm also, instead of normal summoning this Giga and going into another Synchro, I'm summoning the Soldier and going into a 4 so that Spark is live. Dark Valkyria lets me kill stuff. It's always the number 1 target to get unless you're worried about it getting attacked over. Then you go Chevalier. Attacking Gore's Order and clear the 2800 token. He's got this. He has no way to get over my whole board. Great. Alright, I actually did not know what I was playing, so I think I just shipped back the 41. Like, I might have put in a Dust Tornado and a 7 tools because he set a bunch of back row. but I didn't know what I was playing, so I didn't side properly for this, and I don't think I will do well in this game because of it. So he gets a guy out. We trade. I'm going to try my best to resolve this ultimate offering and go into Giga Lines. He summons Alias, take 19. He sets some back row. I hit the Starlight Road. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and summon this Blazewing. And then I'm trying to bait him using like a Bottomless Trapple or something. So he doesn't take the bait. So what I'm going to do is tribute it to get this Giga Plant. And then if I use Ultimate Offering with 2 Chain Links, I can get back this Blazewing Butterfly with priority. So I activate it twice. He chains Gemini Spark. I chain it twice more to get out this Giga Plant. And then I summon back this Butterfly. Try to attack for as much as I can. I'm hoping he doesn't have a really big response. He's going into 2 threats, which is enough for me to pull the trigger on the Sternal Tribute. But now I am out of anything to summon, and he beats me. Then I get the curse of Keegan watching me, and I lose, and I brick hard. I just draw 4 monsters, really 5 monsters with this Reinforced Truth, and no interaction. So I'm not looking good this game at all. I'm very sad he has an immediate answer to the only, like, I'm hoping that he would, like, set something or summon something less than Valkyria. I'd be able to, like, get value out of it. But instead, I just get beat down. He gets to set all his back row, and I'm sitting here just fumbling. I want to go ahead and activate Tornado because I'm not worried about any continuous traps that are going to mess me up. So I want to go ahead and activate this so I can get it before his chainables are live, like this MST. Alright, so next, I summon the Soldier. We go ahead and normal summon him, which is in past turn. This is sort of a defensive play. It's like setting Spirit Reaper. He attacks in with this Alias, which like I thought was kind of suspicious. But if he's gonna do it, sure. So I'm gonna get out a guy that I can just attack, so I don't have to like commit my supervise. And I get devastated with the super polymerization. Like I'm already gonna lose, but now I'm gonna lose imminently. My plan here, because this makes everything are all Gemini's effect monsters. I was gonna summon Valk, kill this guy, equip it with supervise, attack into Alloy Beast, get back one of my guys, and then kill it again. But I wasn't going to be able to do that because he has the Solemn Judgment. I would have been able to do it through all of this, but I was not able to do it through the Solemn Judgment. So as soon as that hit, I do not have enough life points. I have no way of summoning again, and I drew my second Giga Plant for turn. So kind of an unfortunate draw. There's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monsters, 3 non-monsters in a deck where I have, after side, I only have 14 monsters in the deck. Maybe 13. So very unlucky. Unfortunate. I lose my first round of the day. Let's go to round 2. Alright, it looks like I'm versing Black Wings, and I lose. No, I win the die roll. Sorry, I lost the die roll. He went first. He summons Bora and sets a D Prison. I'm feeling like weak, and I don't want to leave my board live to Icarus attack, so I'm just going to set a Torrential and either take the 17 for turn or let him summon something and get a 2 for 1. Alright, so now that this Vayu is here, I want to get this on the board, and I also want to get this Mirror Force down so I can protect my life points. He goes into Armed Wing. I take it. I don't mind taking a turn off right now. Um, 2300 is not going to kill me, and this can protect me for another turn. So we're going to set Attuned Magician. The thought here is that if I draw like a Giga Plant, I contribute this, and then supervise, and then I could get out my whole hand. Now he attacks with Arm Wing. I can protect it with this Mirror Force. I go ahead and flip Iron Wall up preemptively so I can play around bottom strap hole. Alright, I summon Valk, equip with Supervise. Oh god, this oppression is going to mess me up. So, I equip Toon Magician with Supervise and sink into Blackbird Drago. The summon does not resolve because he oppressions. Because this is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it will still activate. So this is optional. It will go Chainlink 2. This Supervise is mandatory. It will go Chainlink 1. So he can pay Oppression again to negate this Brood Dragon, but he cannot negate this Supervise. So I will get a guy out of this, but like this is really crushing my whole game plan. I was gonna start trying to. I don't even know. This was good into Mirror Force or Torrential. I thought I was good, but he just nails me with this. So I get out a guy. At this point, I equip Supervised, so if this dies in battle, I can get it back, and he cannot Oppression me. That is why I'm putting the Supervised. And if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it in main phase so I can get 3 or more attack in. Attack, I get Galed. He attacks, I get my guy back. Now, I'm worried about Kalut for a good reason, so I'm just gonna pop this thing. Also, there's not really anything else I can do. Attack for 18, pass. I just have a lot of monsters in my hand, and Titanial Nettles, like this isn't looking good. He's gonna start getting advantage. There's not really a card I could top deck in my whole deck that would do anything. Alright, side plan for pure Black Wings is what I thought it was. So I'm siding out this Morphing Jar, siding out this Sanguine, probably siding out this Titanial, because I need to not draw a bunch of monsters and draw high ratios of spell traps so I can compete with their stuff. So I'm going to win this game more off of like Soldier and Supervise and Gemini Spark value than I will off of going like big off of Giga Plant, because those plays are less likely. Nope. Yes. Alright. So I go first. I'm sad because I don't have an answer to Heavy Storm. So I hedge my bet. Like, these are going to be useful later, and I feel pretty confident setting these 3, because this can kill kind of any of his regular normal summons. This is going to get me a guy, and then this will hopefully kill whatever back row he sets so that my soldier gets to go off and I start getting value. So, kill his guy, kill the thing that gets rid of my soldier value, and start attacking my soldier. And now I've drawn Insulation. This is kind of funny. He tried to bottomless trap hole my guy, and I said the hole is too big. Anyway, now I've done Starlight Road, I feel safe setting all my back row. So now I got a guy, attack in, set all my stuff. He goes Shura, attacks into my soldier. I'm kind of like, the only play where I would be benefited by going Mirror Force here is if he had Book of Moon, but I didn't think he had Book of Moon. I think he was just misplaying, which is what he did. So I get out a guy, and then he loses. So I think he just misplayed there. I don't know why people have attack into Um, they have attack into soldier syndrome. All right, here I am. I think I'm gonna go activate Lone Fire Blossom, see if he goes Royal Oppression, and if he doesn't, I'm gonna activate MST. So I think that's what I do. Chain MST. I end up getting rid of the one that is relevant, which is good. Um, he still is able to stop my plan, but with Supervise, I'm going to get this Giga Plant back, which is pretty good. I do go Lone Fire, Lone Fire. Um, I thought that I was kind of safe at this point, so I didn't need the other Lone Fire in my deck to go into Giga or Titanium. Alright, so now we get back Giga Plant. I'm not really worried about Gores because he set a bunch of cards. Now I'm going to set some cards, and he attacks with Bora, so that definitely means he has Kalut. So I activate Mirror Force. My priority